titles are on the line for introductions once again. Still.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the CCL Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, at the monument of 477 pounds, they are the CCL Tag Team Champions, Mapping Future
Certainly do.
Both of these signatures by the question and jump forward with both members of Future Foundation now.
Their opponents and challenger. At the conflict of 132 pounds from Boston, Massachusetts, they'll go and what and
Rutgers took the tag prior to a scheduled match against the Freemans. Said it wasn't personal, it was just business, wanted to make an impact. It's worked out now, they gotta put their money where their mouth is.
Lights on bright for these gentlemen, man. They put it out there. They wanted the tag titles. Now they got to show up.
Exactly. It's one thing to want to become the champion. It's another thing to actually become the champion.
Do they want it more, or is it more of a desire for Future Foundation to keep the title?
Exactly.
I think for the Constructors, this is the biggest match in their CCL career as a tag team. And you know they're going to give it everything they got here. This is not to say the Future Foundation won't do the same thing. Oh my goodness. Won't do the same thing, but you know,
Future Foundation has been the measuring stick of the tag team division for the last few months. So the Constructors got to raise the bar.
Exactly. They have beaten every challenger that's come before them. So the Constrictors, they have a difficult road ahead of them because, you know, there's an old saying about the champion's advantage. The champion does not have to beat the challenger. The challengers have to beat the champions. And that's not true in this situation because, you know, there has to be a clear winner. But if you are the champions, you've got have a lot of experience. You have to be able to hold those belts better than anybody else. So the Constrictors cannot allow themselves to get... Oh, wait a minute.
that time's Ramos there by Boa.
Boa?
Oh.
But I think if the Constrictors want to win this championship match, they cannot allow themselves to get psyched out by the thought of going for the championship. They have to look at it like it's just any other kind of match. If you allow yourselves to buy into the nervousness of it, you're going to lose.
Fire Henniger, everybody.
That's right.
Now Tommy Kazarian, with a tilt-a-whirl DDT.
One other thing to touch on is that, when it comes to tag team wrestling, it's become such a lost art. As a tag team, you're basically two people put together as one entity. You got to be able to feed off of each other and be able to use each other as a means to an end in terms of achieving the ultimate goal, which is to be tag team champion.
To quote the old line from the movie Drumline, one band, one sound.
Exactly.
Exactly true.
And in this case, it's one team, one sound.
That's right. Oh!
You see this, the nice back and forth. Like I said, one thing about tag team wrestling, it's a lost art. It's one, you gotta be one. Wow, what a spine buster. Y'all gotta be one entity together on a goal of becoming the tag team champion. And I swear that John String does not compare to Cesaro String. But I mean, you gotta be one. You gotta be one. You gotta be one in order to be tag team champions. You can't have an individual mindset.
Exactly.
That's why most tag teams, if they're singles wrestlers, there you go. They're always in singles wrestlers, and then they get in the tag team. They have that individual mentality. They never succeed.
Exactly.
The interesting thing is, both Matt Phoenix and Tammy Kazarian have succeeded both at the singles and at the tag team level.
Exactly. Well, Jim Ross said it best years ago. He said that in order to be a great tag team wrestler, you must first be a great singles wrestler. So you've got to have the ability to get it done by yourself in the ring.
Oh!
Ding! Yes.
Back at a call with the low going. Oh, he damn near had it. Kazarian, but Kazarian got right back up.
Cover one.
But nothing though, Lethal Foundations had to be in handicap matches against the Constrictors on back-to-back episodes of Adrenaline. But now they get to finally get them in an actual match without it being a handicap situation.
Absolutely true, and now Kazarian cover 2 counting.
As you can see, it's not as easy as it looks for the Constrictors to go after Lethal Foundation.
Exactly.
Shot by Kazarian. In the face.
In the face.
Oh!
Wow.
You're gonna get your fucking head kicked in.
Absolutely true.
Kazarian not afraid to take your head off. And axe suplex. Neck flip there by eyeball. He's got coming down. Leg hooks. Championship match is still to come here tonight. Won his title on the line. Power looking to remain undefeated against Diana Diamond. Chris Knight, Sherman Sampson.
In the
three? There's 3. I think it's the third go around between the two for the national title.
I believe so.
And he'll be in the cage. Oh!
A cage! Oh,
launched himself right in the power slam. Kazarian has the leg right there.
Oh, and gets met with a spine buster.
Spine hitting the pine, or the mat in this case.
Or it's pine under the mat, so you're close. On the ropes, he comes out.
The bump heads in. Oh my goodness, again. That's spine buster.
Now.
Oh, that's the snake tamer. Quickly broken up by Phoenix. Textbook backbreaker by Maul. Got to mention, since the match picked up a little bit, Ray Black and the Great Deal. Oh, it's going to be for the world title later tonight.
That is going to be an epic encounter between those two individuals. But I'm wondering, we're going to hear from the Great D and wonder why he has the whole world title belt around his waist and he came out the winner. I gotta wonder about that.
That's a very good question. I don't know why myself. Now the constrictors are just having their way with Tommy Kazarian. And you have to wonder why Matt Phoenix isn't trying to help him.
That might be a better tag partner. Oh! And damn name.
And that's a rope break.
I was gonna say, the last time I remember the world title belt was smashed to bits. Oh!
You're right.
That was back. It got sent to the CCL home office in Chicago in a box. Ended up forcing the hardcore title belt.
Exactly right.
The WWF hardcore one, if you what's going on. But back to this.
Oh, and a liver shot.
Oh, backbreaker. And this crowd in Seattle, not amused. 2.
Yeah, the Constrictors, they used to be a very popular team, but after their actions over the last few weeks, they've become a very disliked team.
There's been a change of attitude.
Oh, wait a minute!
Oh, that might be it.
Might be all over here. Cover 2.
Well, how about this? The talk that the Constrictors had with Chris Knight. I mean, good lord.
Oh, wait a minute. Flipping off Kazarian there. Hitting the midsection and now in and counter. Let me in and counter.
That could be the end there. Well, maybe not.
I should have finished. That's why they're the champs and you're not.
Right. Almost took his freaking head off.
Oh my God, that is fancy. The leg is stuck and all Phoenix had to get in there and break it. That for sure was a 3-count match if Matt did not get in it.
You're absolutely true.
Black Anaconda, his eyes off the ball here, and it pisses into a DDT. Now Kazarian.
Hey, champ, I see some red.
We got a bleeder!
Got a bleeder! That Black Anaconda is the one that's bleeding. All 4 in the ring here. Come on, man, get a little control here. Anarchy. Yeah, we should practice that.
Anarchy, but it's not in the UK.
Right in the kidney and the jawbreaker count.
Now Kazarian, oh, a big back suplex. And he's holding him in place. Going to hit him again.
Second back suplex.
German!
You gonna come or what? It's not.
Yeah, see this attitude. I don't like this attitude. I understand that these guys wanted to shine the World Tag Team Championship and want to get attention to get the champ's attention. But this attitude that they've been displaying is just not going to do it. It's not going to cut it.
Very true.
Well, back in.
Oh, pump handle.
Wow! Pump handle forward and slamming. I don't know how Kazarian did not end up in Puget Sound.
Right. Up, down goes Phoenix.
Now it's just a Kazarian and I think Black Anaconda.
You're going to get your fucking head kicked in. That's a jury.
Oh! It connected. That's got to be it. But will it be enough? Covers it 2.
Nope.
Oh! Not down!
How are these two men still standing? Wait, backslide.
Crucifix! Crucifix in! 2! 3!
Nope.
Oh!
Nice calf kick.
He needs a tag though. Oh, wait a minute. Paul, back up!
Now here comes Matt.
And he got the tag!
There goes Black Anaconda. And down goes Boa.
How many people
Into
here?
the House of Fire.
How many people here are going? Look at they from Canada. Came out down from Canada here to Seattle.
There's no way of knowing.
You to the back of the head.
Oh my God! Holy cow!
We got him in the bleeder!
Right in the face!
In the face! Look at this. Uh-oh.
The Boa Bomber replay! F2! That's it! Oh! 5! Dash hit the
Oh, wait, wait for it.
Oh!
But Black Anaconda held the ropes down.
The low bridge going.
Operation Justice Gage is going for an axe kick! 2 and no! Alright. Oh!
What a kick.
Another roundhouse! 2!
Nope.
What? Oh, Black Anaconda, he was right there to break it, but Kazarian stopped him. Not sure if he was going to get to his partner in time there. We got anarchy again, all 4 men in.
Yeah, there was a 1, 2.
No.
Game with a kick out.
Those are the two legal men. Darian and the other guy didn't get out.
Black Anaconda just got dropped on his head right there.
Yep.
Oh, and ball. Oh, that's Danny Uranagi.
Now cover 2.
Danny Rock 5-2. No. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, big beating down. He.
Oh!
So this might be it.
That will ruin your Christmas.
No kidding.
It's the Pope type thing.
That didn't ruin your Christmas, that probably did.
Yeah,
This guy's still chair.
Christmas is not Christmas.
It's in this section. Nope, box. Uh-oh.
Nap time!
Look at that ball.
And down he goes.
Look at that ball.
It's over.
That's it.
And they have successfully defended the Tag Team Championships of the world.
Nothing wrong with confidence, but sometimes there's
You there! I demand to know the meaning of this. How dare you jump the rails and interfere in a match? I think you owe me an explanation.
Well, I guess you have painted me into a corner there. You are responsible for giving Mr. Geddes his first loss in the CCL ring, and Raymond has been a thorn in my side for quite some time. I guess you can expect a little something extra in your pay packet on your way out, but I still would like my explanation, Mr. Acid. Oh, I'll be there, Mr. Acid, and you would do well to be there too, because your very livelihood depends on it.
I'm sure you've heard by now, gentlemen, that the CAW Champions League is on this thing called the Internet. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a series of tubes, I've been told.
Yeah. And as it turns out, we're on some of these tubes at the CAWChampionsLeague.web.com, on Facebook, facebook.com/CAWChampionsLeague, on Twitter, twitter.com/CAWChampionsLG, coming to Twitch, twitch.com/CAWChampionsLeague. And we encourage you to enjoy the Redboard Network at the redboardnetwork.wordpress.com.
All that shilling.
Yeah.
So many fun.
It's been a great night here, y'all. I mean, so far, two championships have been on the line, and nothing's changed. That might go well for the next matchup, and the champion going into that one.
This night,
Absolutely.
Black Championships, they have title match. I'm here tonight. We also had the return of Rick Aston.
For the CCL National Championship, the only way to win is to escape the game, either over the top or through the water, with both feet touching the floor. Introducing first, he stands 6 feet, 5 2 tall, and the CCL National Champion, the true Chessmaster.
Last month. Tonight, Shelby gets the rematch. In a cage.
The cage!
And his opponent and challenger. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing dramatic 150 pounds, and nonetheless for the rare Hallelujah. Here is the center of his
International title match. Last month, Knight returned the favor with his foot on the ropes. Knight, when he originally won this match, he wanted no holds barred, but afterwards showed the dance against the general manager Xavier Mitchell's limo. He decorated it. Plus destroying 2 of Chris Knight's cars. Again, Xavier Mitchell felt that Sherry belonged in jail. So I guess since he couldn't put him in jail, I guess this was the next best thing.
Put him in a cage.
Put him in the cage.
That's correct.
This is basically a rubber match. These two have they've faced each other twice, each winning one for the national championship. Now, somebody's going to walk out with that championship. And again, we haven't had a title change hands yet. It will change now.
We'll find out. There you see it, ladies and gentlemen. The steel cage. It is slowly being lowered into place around the ring. First steel
Hulk
cage.
Hogan in
Go ahead.
Hulk Hogan in 1987 called it the supreme part of professional wrestling. It has shortened and ended careers, and for many years it has ended feuds. Many feuds have ended inside these walls.
Including more recently, back in 2012, Gregory Black, our current World Heavyweight Champion, and a former superstar Smokey ended their feud inside a cage.
Absolutely true. The very first steel cage match in wrestling history occurred back in 1937 in Atlanta, Georgia. So there was a very long and very storied history of the steel cage in the great sport of professional wrestling.
Oh!
That's once again why we call him Brilliant Brian Hennigan.
I'll be honest with you. I knew the first cage match was in the 40s, but I didn't know where. Way to go, Brian.
I think Count Petro Rossi was the very first competitor, one of the two. And the thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, in a way it almost kind of had to come to this. Because these two have had a war that has been raging for months. And it almost had to be settled in something where there's going to be an air of finality to it. And a steel cage match will give us that. And I'm going to say this, earlier in the day when Sherman did that interview with Justin Roberts, I hardly recognized him. His hair was all down over his face. I mean, he has been...
Oh, goodness! They're turning Samson inside out.
Oh, and it has his hit by Sherman Sampson.
I mean, here's something also you got to think about. Sherman Sampson, the last time he was in a cage match, was at Fanarchy. He defeated Gregory Black in that match.
I mean, and it had one of the more memorable finishes perhaps in the history of CCL. Sherman stands with an 8-10-9 off the cage, and towards the end, the two were, as Sampson was climbing down, Gregory Black tried to pull him down, but instead Sampson elbowed Black off the cage and he fell 15 feet to the canvas below.
Yep. You gotta also remember that Black was coming off of a hellacious, I believe that was after that took place after his 3-man gauntlet match. So he was coming off that match and then going into that match, and he didn't walk out the victor, but luckily the championship wasn't on the line.
No, reverse neck breaker.
The idea, ladies and gentlemen, is to escape the cage, either over the top or through the door with both feet touching.
Just a reminder, so there's no pinfalls or submissions, it's escape only, correct?
That is correct.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something about Chris Knight. When Chris Knight was part of Revolution Season 2, I gave him some constructive criticism about his gimmick and everything like that. He didn't take too kindly to that and try to start shit.
Well, hold that thought. 8-10-90.
That could be it. All you have to do is
good. And now Samson made his way out of the cage.
Just got to climb. Like I was saying, Chris Knight tried to start some shit with me because of my constructive criticism. As it wasn't for an edict by our former general manager to call Chris Stratus, I'd have gotten him ringing out and whipped his ass. But down he goes. But he has gained some respect from me because, he's gone about it a different way, and now, even though he won the national title in dubious circumstances, he is the champion, and you see he's defending it and doing it in a very aggressive way.
Very true.
Remember back on the ground in 63, Chris Knight took world champion Gregory Black to the limit.
Did he ever?
Some of our viewers may notice that above one of his biceps you'll see a tattoo of the pyramids of Giza. It's a reference, of course, to his fiancée, Cleopatra Sphinx.
Right.
He's, of course, the first Egyptian-born wrestler in the history of this organization. Oh! And down goes Knight.
Cleopatra was in action in the first match out of the night. She was unsuccessful in defeating Christian Montero for the third straight time, but she gave it a great effort.
She did.
She certainly did.
Awesome match. And by the way, if you start watching this part, shame in. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Looking right at you.
Oh, good card so far.
Stop this video and go back and watch the previous match.
Right.
There you go.
Where's Ron?
Uh-oh. We got a bleeder!
We got a bleeder!
It had to happen, especially in a steel cage. And now he's on limbo land. Wait a minute!
I was really trying for that, but it got blocked.
Sherman's starting to feel it.
Sherman's about to make his way out of the cage.
Sherman making that climb, but Knight is having none of it.
I mean, you can see the size difference between these two guys. Knight looks to be about 6'4", 250, 260. Sherman's about 5'11", maybe 6'1" with the afro, and 170 pounds soaking wet.
5'6" without the afro. 5'6" without the afro, about 175. And now Sherman, look at that's the strength.
Three amigos.
The former national champion. The three amigos.
I mean, that takes amazing upper body strength. I don't care how big you are or how small you are. Oh, Chris Knight brings him back down.
Yeah, think about something. When you're up that high, that's a very painful way to come back down when you get that match. That match not as soft as you think it is.
Gut buster. You know, Diamond Dallas Page said something very, very well not too long ago. He said, you can't fake gravity.
That's Project Endgame.
Again, there's that arrogance.
That's good. That was an impressive move now. It's fine winner's thing, okay?
Yeah, there's that arrogance.
You have time to gloat after the match is over, Chris.
That bravado. You saw it cost the Constrictors their match against Pizza Foundation, the tag titles earlier tonight. And you would think you would have learned something watching them. After he pretty much whipped them a new asshole in the locker room.
Now, actually, I tell you what, actually an interesting conversation later.
Yeah.
If run into each other.
Exactly. Especially if Chris Knight ends up walking out still the national champion.
Oh!
Goes behind. Oh, good.
Modified backstabber.
That's not some backflip by the champion. This one's trying to make his way out now.
I think he realized.
45 that maneuver.
Yeah, I think he realized that this is it. He doesn't want to waste time.
Very true. And now Samson trying to make his way out of the cage.
Oh, he's got a hold. Oh no, he had a hold of him.
Oh,
Nice.
that time he did go down.
Oh my goodness, right on his head right there.
Yeah, that'll make that wound a little bit. That'll make that wound a little bit deeper.
Certainly will.
Jam looking to get out. Let's go. Oh, had a hold.
And down he goes again. Everyone trying desperately to get out of this cage.
Like I said, you don't want to let your opponent hang around too long in a match.
This is going by Sherman Samson. He's up near the scaffolding.
Yeah, in a match like this where it can really take a lot out of you, you do not want to let your opponent hang around. And that actually hurt Chris Knight as well, because he had to come down the same distance as Sherman.
Exactly.
Man coming down on the back there. Now Sampson. That's what happened there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that might have been the opening that Sampson needed, but that window quickly has closed. Project over.
Well, that might be it right there.
I think you're right. He's waiting for Sampson to get up.
He might be trying to. He might try Project Endgame again, maybe a checkmate or something else.
And no, Sampson, hard right hand, knee, down the silence.
Well, that might be it.
And this is smart here. Sampson trying to get as far away from him as possible to try to escape.
So he's going to make it come to him and try to stop him. The spurt energy to try to get over to stop him.
Right to his feet, however. Okay, bring him back
and brings him right back down. But you're absolutely right. The longer this match goes on, the more it's going to hurt both men, and that move hurt them both. But in a matchup like this, you know, you might have to sacrifice yourself to get the victory. I mean, it's all down to how bad do you want to be the national champion? How bad do you want to take out your opponent?
Like I said, these two have had a pretty good rivalry going like the last couple months, especially for that national championship.
Both men to their feet, but Knight brought downfield, chop block. Now double sledge. Second double sledge by Knight. By Sampson.
Like he was trying to go for a power slam, and Sampson wiggled his way out of it. That's one thing about Sampson. Sampson's got speed, he's got quickness, and he's going to use it if he needs to.
That's what I've experienced. There's not a lot that he hasn't seen.
Very true. Sampson now puts Chris Knight on the top rope. Oh, Hurricane Rana!
Beautiful Hurricane Rana there by Sherman Sampson.
You heard from the door. He might want to ask for the door to be open.
He's going to find.
Knight trying to get back. Oh, yeah, very bomb.
Cool.
Not sure where it is, man. Yeah, that double probably.
He's right near the scaffolding of that cage. But Chris Knight able to waylay him.
When you're that high up, you really don't have much you can do at that point, especially when you're holding on to the cage.
So close, but so far.
He's got him on the top turnbuckle. He's not thinking of a superplex.
The most overused move in wrestling.
A superplex it.
But it's effective. I think the door flew
The
open.
door's open.
Yes, indeed, the door is open, and Knight got himself a head start out of the cage.
Yeah, he does.
And
He just got to crawl.
Yeah, but their bodies are so racked with pain right now. I don't know if they can reach it.
Oh my God, it was close.
They're trying to cut up to him and brought him back, and the door closed, and we continue on.
Right there. By the challenger. Now Sampson. Suplex. Sampson rolls through. Suplex.
We saw this earlier. Look at the body strain.
Race, amigos.
Well, it took him a little, took him a little extra time this time around, but he gets him off.
We got another bleeder.
We got a bleeder.
uppercut right on the top of his head and it busted him wide open.
Exactly.
Right hand.
Oh!
That's where the
With the wind-like maneuver.
Right on that open wound. My goodness,
Jeff Hardy was pleased.
that wound is quickly opened up.
Oh, and that's not going to make it any better.
Yeah, no, it's not. Now the cage is starting to come into play.
I'm sure he's going to do it again. To the left. Go through. To the left. Go through.
Three of them.
To the left.
I think he needs to go for 8-10-90 and get the hell out of the cage.
Well, he's going to bypass the first part of your strategy and just try to get out of the cage.
I don't blame him.
James is looking to become a two-time national champion. Somehow.
Now Chris Knight making his way out.
I'm trying to think of my memory banks. Has there been somebody who's won a national championship more than once? I'm trying to think.
I don't know, but Chris Knight is perilously close to the top of the cage.
I guess Chris Knight's trying to avoid that shit from happening. He's up at the top.
Oh, wait, there comes Sherman Sampson.
He's supposed to
He's going to meet him. Oh, no! Dropped him right on his back from 15 feet high. And this might be the break Sampson needed. He's on the top. Can he get out?
He needs to get out.
Oh, no!
That was a fatal, I believe that was a fatal mistake.
That's the last mistake he'll make in this match, I do believe.
Oh, he's back up.
I'm not sure if he knows where he is right now.
He's a little out of it.
Sampson making a climb, but Knight is making a climb too. Can't get to the floor. Can't get to the floor. He won it.
It's all over.
Oh, 8-10-90 at the side of the cage was a fatal mistake. And it cost him.
He hit 8-10-90 from the top of the cage at Anarchy 3. But tonight it fails him. And the true Taskmaster Chris Knight, still your national champion.
Finish your winner and still CCL National Champion, the true Taskmaster, Chris
That was the fourth championship match of the night, and the fourth time the championship did not change hands. I got a feeling that the next two champions, they have pretty good odds of coming out their matches with the titles that they have. Then again, you never know.
Since when has it become cool to get shot and not shoot back? Trackmaster show for brave heart.
I mean, cage matches, that's what you expect from the cage matches. Brutal encounter.
Pull rank on kiss. Cause the niggas I'ma send to do it ain't gon' miss. Be laid up stiff, I spit straight up
One of
piff.
the most amazing cage matches I've witnessed in my time here in the CCL as a commentator. And there it was, as you said right there, champ. I give you all the credit in the world for this. This was the fatal error. He could have escaped, but he wanted to go for the 8-10-90. He wanted to put the exclamation point on this match. And at the end of it, all that happened was it gave Chris Knight the opportunity to get out of the cage.
Just something to break up buds on. You should just sell clothes and sneakers. Cause out of your whole camp, I'm in the town where the young boys is clapping. You running around with the lieutenant and captain. It'll take a lifetime to see kids. You had to get shot 9 times to be rich. Rad ass nigga.
And I tell you what, Sampson let one get away here.
Pig ass nigga, you's an animal. You's a motherfucking animal.
And this match is going to haunt Sherman Sampson for a long time to come.
Yeah, it was, but he knew he had a chance to win back the national title, but he wanted to put more pain on Chris and put him down for good, and ended up putting himself down for good.